All right, aspirants, let's dive right in. Today, we're unpacking the Emerging Science, Technology, and Innovation Conclave, or ESTIC 2025. This is a really important one for your exams, so let's get to it. So, what's the big plan here? Is this the new blueprint for turning India into a global tech titan by 2047? We're going to find out by looking at the key announcements and big moves made at what's being called India's very first integrated S&T platform. Okay, here's our game plan. We'll start with the 10,000-foot view of ESTIC 2025. Then, we'll look at the run-up to the event, talk about the massive 1 lakh crore funding boost, dive into some seriously cool tech like quantum leaps, and wrap it all up with the key takeaways you'll need to ace your exams. All right, first things first. What in the world is ESTIC 2025? Let's get the fundamentals down pat. Now, the key thing to remember here is its direct connection to Viksit Bharat 2047. That's the national vision, right? To make India a developed nation. But the real game changer is this phrase, a whole-of-government platform. This is huge. It means breaking down the walls between different ministries and getting everyone, researchers, industry, policymakers, pulling in the same direction. It's a major shift. So this whole thing didn't just pop up out of nowhere. There was a build-up. In the run-up to the main conclave, different ministries held these curtain-raiser events, each focusing on a specific, crucial theme. Let's see how they set the stage. Yeah, as you can see, October 2025 was absolutely packed. And these weren't just random meetings. Each one was laying a foundational brick, highlighting one of the core pillars of the entire conclave. First up, the Department of Telecommunications. Their goal? Super clear. They want India to be a leader, a pioneer in the 6G race. And the main engine for this is a new body called the Bharat 6G Alliance, or B6GA. This isn't just a government thing, it's about getting everyone on board, academics, big companies, and startups, to achieve Atmanirbhar Bharat, or self-reliance in 6G. Then we have the IT Ministry, and their focus was all about using AI for good, for social impact. We're not just talking about commercial AI here, we're talking about using it to solve real-world problems for everyday people. Think of projects like Boschini, which is breaking down language barriers, or Bharat Yen, which aims to create an AI ecosystem that serves everyone. And this is where things get really interesting, a blend of ancient wisdom and modern tech. You're going to want to circle this term in your notes, the Ayush Grid. It's this massive digital ecosystem that's designed to bring India's traditional medicine systems, like Ayurveda, into the 21st century. It's the whole shebang, hospital management, e-learning, even wellness apps. All right, so with all that groundwork laid, let's get to the main event, the centerpiece announcement, and trust me, it's a big one. This is what really got everyone talking. And there it is, a 1 lakh crore rupee Research, Development, and Innovation Fund. That's not just a big number, it's a massive, historic investment meant to completely shake up India's entire science and technology ecosystem. It's a total game changer. Now, for your exams, you absolutely have to know the 3 main goals of this fund. It's simple. First, to incentivize the private sector, get them to invest more in R&D. Second, to fuel India's deep tech revolution, we're talking AI, quantum, biotech. And third, to strengthen collaboration between everyone, all anchored by the Anusandhan National Research Foundation, or the ANRF. Okay, so we've talked about the plans, we've talked about the money, but ESTIC 2025 was also about showing off the goods, right? Proving what India can actually do with its indigenous tech. It's about showing, not just telling. And here's a huge one, a 500-kilometer quantum key distribution, or QKD network. So what is that? Well, imagine you're sending a secret message, but the key is made of a single particle of light. If anyone even tries to look at it, the key instantly shatters, and both you and the receiver know about it. It's basically unhackable communication. This is the future of cybersecurity, folks. Now, how did this happen? Through a collaborative framework called STRIDE. And here's a great little mnemonic for your exam prep. Just picture all these different sectors taking a confident stride together into the future. It stands for the S, Synergy of Technology, R, Research, I, Industry, and the D, Defense Ecosystem. This quantum network is the perfect example of STRIDE in action. And it's not just about government projects. This collaborative spirit was buzzing at an event called PitchX, where startups got to pitch their ideas to investors. And look where the money's talking. Space and defense, health and quantum tech. This tells you exactly where investors believe the future is headed. And speaking of the future, let's talk space. In the advanced materials section, the star of the show was definitely Skyroot Aerospace's Vikram 1. This isn't just any rocket, it's India's first all-carbon launch vehicle. That is a huge deal for self-reliance and shows the growing power of India's private space sector. Okay, deep breath. We've covered a lot, so let's boil it all down into a super focused summary. Just the high-yield stuff you need for your exams. Pay really close attention to the keywords here. First up, the big ideas. The main theme, remember, is all about Viksit Bharat 2047. The strategy, that key phrase, a whole-of-government approach. And the core pillars were digital communication with a focus on 6G, AI for social impact, integrative health, and advanced materials. Next, let's talk about the big money and the big missions. You've got to remember these three names. The RDI Fund Scheme, that's the One Lakh Crore. The Anusandhan National Research Foundation, ANRF, which is the institutional backbone, and the National Quantum Mission, NQM, which is powering those breakthroughs. And finally, let's lock in the key terms and the tech highlights. Think of this as your final checklist. You have the Bharat 6G Alliance, B6GA, the Ayush Grid, the Stride Framework, don't forget the MONIC, then the tech itself, quantum key distribution, QKD, over that 500-kilometer network, and of course, Vikram 1 from Skyroot Aerospace. And that's our deep dive into ESTC 2025. It really paints a picture of an India on the move, doesn't it? So I'll leave you with this question to think about. As India charts its course during its Amrit call, its golden era, which one of these innovations do you think is going to be the real game changer? Good luck with your preparation.